which is a comprehensive annual financial report that we're striving to get to. I think we put in our first submittal this year. Hopefully we hear back that. So talk a little bit about that and the achievement as well.
Okay. The CAFR is a comprehensive annual financial report. It's an added-on section to the normal audit. Mm-hmm. It's recommended, but it's not required. Mm-hmm. So many cities and counties don't do the CAFR, but there's a lot of really good information in that additional section. It's basically a statistical section that we compile statistics on city operations over a 10-year period. That makes it very easy to compare over long periods of time and see trends that are happening, mm-hmm. Compare us to other cities and see what's happening in other places. It's a good bit of work, especially getting it set up. Right. But once you've got the information in there, I think it's the only place that you can really look easily and see, okay, our property tax revenue has been going up, it's been going down, our sales tax numbers are, it's really easy to see long-term trends on what's happening, which hopefully makes it easier for y'all to make good decisions on what's going to happen in the future. The Certificate of Excellence program is a GFOA program, which is Government Finance Officers Association program. That we applied for that certificate this year. This will be the first year we've applied on the city. Mm-hmm. And we submit our financial statements to the Government Finance Officers Association. They review the financial statements, and if we've met their high standards, then they will issue us a Certificate of Excellence on financial reporting. Right. It's a very difficult process to go through. Their checklist is you checked, it was like 60 pages.
I think it was close to 90.
90 pages. Wow. 90, long document. Okay.
So it's a very rigorous program to be accepted under, and we haven't heard back yet. We're still got high hopes that we'll be approved this first year. Good. We think we've got a good set of financials. The city's always made sure the information we needed was in there. So I really hold high hopes that we'll receive it.
Good. And I didn't mention this, but our assistant city manager also is our finance director, Charlie Davis. Going to have him on the program, but I said, well, obviously, he said, well, I'll buy it for the auditors. So Charlie does a great job, him and his staff, working with the auditors, and I'm glad that we aspire. I asked them to look at the CAFR going forward, because from my standpoint, it's a great planning tool to help us look at trends like Rob has mentioned, to kind of determine where some of our challenges or opportunities are, and it gives our elected officials and our citizens a snapshot of how we're trending and what's going on, what's happening. Right now we can't really measure some of that to some degree other than pulling out certain data. So but this is going to be helpful to, I think, for the long term. So glad y'all are doing it. Thank y'all for helping us with that endeavor, because I think it's going to be very, very beneficial. Short summary of the financial conditions as you see it with the city, and maybe talk a little about what we've talked about for the last 3 to 4 years, Rob, and when you come in and we've been trying to set up some fund balances or equity, whatever, how the mayor likes to call it equity, he old accounting man, but that's fine, however he wants to look at it. So talk a little bit about the financial condition of our city and where we should be in regards to fund balances, and why we should have those fund balances sitting out there, because I think people think we're trying to hoard money. That's not the whole case of it all. There's purpose behind why we do those types of things.
Okay. And I'm sure you remember 5 or 6 years ago, which was, pilgrims, we'd lost pilgrims. A lot of the other industry had slowed down. I brought up at one of the presentation meetings that I was very, very concerned about our fund balance. So
we got a blower.
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna walk away now. All right.
I was very concerned about our fund balance level going forward. That I thought we were in the danger zone. Part of that, or significant amount of that, was through no fault of the city's operations. It was just the economic trend at the time. But that's the reason that we like to see a healthy fund balance in city and county government. To my knowledge, since we've been the auditors, we've never had to go out and borrow money on next year's tax receipts. Those are called tax anticipation notes.
TANs,
we've never had to go out and borrow that money. many cities and counties and school boards are functioning off those TANs on a constant basis.
Yeah, I know.
And basically that's borrowing money now to spend right now that hasn't come in yet. So it's no different than me pulling out a credit card and to pay my mortgage
Same
with.
principle, yeah.
It's the same principle.
Yeah.
So with cities always been in good enough financial condition. And the storm we went through and when Pilgrims left is a perfect example of why you need healthy fund balances to get you through those rough times. It's your rainy day fund. Our recommendation is 120 to 180 days worth of expenses to have on hand. That sounds like a lot, but you've got to understand that the revenue cycle that government goes through is not like getting a steady paycheck every week. All the revenue doesn't come in all through the year every month.
Right.
You've got heavy, you got money comes in, especially from property taxes late in the year. Sales tax is up and down all during the year depending on when people spend money.
Right.
So it's not a steady stream.
Right.
So we like to see a 120 to 180 days worth of fund balance on hand just to cover our expenditures. And we like to see the debt going down. And in both of those regards, over the last 5 years, the city's made a lot of progress. Our general fund right now owes less than $200,000. That will be paid off, I think, this year. We'll be back to zero debt on anything old. We may have some other expenditures come up, but it's based on the size of this city. That's a very, very small number.
Very, very small.
Our fund balance on hand is 120 to 130 days, or it was at the last audit.
That's correct.
That's back up from, I can't remember how low it got, but it was extremely low.
Probably less than 30 days.
Yeah, it was.
Once upon a time, yeah.
I think we were under a month worth of expenditures on hand. So that number has been built back out through the budget process and saving money here and there. And so that's, from both of those standpoints, the city's doing very well and pointed in the right direction on. I'd still like to see more fund balance, of course. I'd still like to see us get out to that 180 days because that solves a lot of problems. If there's any blip whatsoever, and I know when you start looking forward to some of the infrastructure and other big projects that you have to look at, that fund balance helps you get to that point. If you have to go out and if you want to go out and do a water and sewer bond to borrow money to do that kind of infrastructure work, that fund balance comes into play at that point because your bond issuers want to see that you're going to be able to pay them back and that you've used good financial practices versus going to them. It's hard to borrow money when you don't have money. And if you've done a good job and you've got good fund balance, it makes it much easier to get that process done. Your interest rates are lower, so it's a cure-all for a lot of problems.
Exactly. Well, we're going to wrap up with the last thing. Any last comments, questions, or comments or statements that you want to make in regards to all that we shared today with our viewers? Because I think it might be helpful for them to kind of get a closeout statement from about what y'all do, what y'all done for the city, county, say whatever, as far as that. So
okay, very, very honored to be the city's auditors. We wear that as a badge. We take our job very seriously. We don't always have good news to bring you.
No. Not every situation is that.
But you don't mind hearing the bad news too, and you want to. And I think that's what people really need to understand is that we tell y'all exactly what we think. And that y'all are able to y'all are willing to accept that information and try to do things to make the operation better. And that's what makes cities progressive and keeps them moving forward. And I think that's one of the bright shining things for the city of Douglas is that they're always taking our advice. Every department takes our advice and tries to get things in place to make the financial operation even better.
Right, that's what it's all about. I want Parker to put up the audit report because people don't always get a chance to see how thick that book is. A lot of work and effort to that, and appreciate Parker come over. He's with us for a while. He's almost kind of like a surrogate employee because he's over there so much. But I want to deeply appreciate y'all guys for coming on the show today. Thank y'all for giving, hopefully, our citizens some insight on audits and how y'all have done it for the city of Douglas. For now, going on for 50 years being an audit business with Hurst & Hurst. They do a fabulous job here in our community. Thank y'all once again. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back with our announcement for the month of May. Welcome back to more Douglas on My Mind, and once again, Terrell Jacobs here, City Manager. Just got a few announcements. I'm going to run through these pretty quickly for the month of May. May is Older American Month, so go and appreciate some of those older Americans. There are a lot of activities going on for that month, for the month of May, so please contact 383-7332 if you're interested in participating in some of those fun events. Summer Blitz is going to be tomorrow, May the 5th, excuse me, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. A lot of activities for the kids to sign up for the summer, so please contact 384-5978. Community drop-off for this month is May 16th. I think it's going to be at Unity Park from 8 to 12 p.m. Memorial Day, city offices will be closed May the 25th. On that regard, and we will be reopening on Tuesday, May the 26th. I believe the commission meeting has been moved as well in that regard. Upcoming events, so we have the Summer Beach Bash, that'll be June the 2nd. Look forward to hear more about that. We've got a lot of activities for kids. As also, we have the new Police Citizen Academy course. That will start in August of this year, August the 13th. For more information on that, you can contact Bart McCullough at 384-2222, extension 3616. There's a lot of information on that if you want to be involved with the police, being on the Citizen Police Academy. We are looking for that to happen and start on August the 13th. Also, as we've normally done in regards to ongoing announcements, see something, say something, see a pothole, report it, and one call to City Hall in regards to our 311 Customer Care Center. All these things are going on each and every month. We try to just keep you informed in regards to those activities. Also, the Notify Me module, as far as on our website, that keeps you up to date on job posting, bid opportunities, other events that's going on in the city. Visit our website, a wealth of information on that. Also, you can watch Channel 13 and look at our information that we stroll on the TV from time to time as far as information that's going on. But if you have a question and if you need to find out about any of all these activities, you can contact our public information office at 383-0277. I think that covers all of our announcement. I know I did a quick review on that. And as always, we'll see you on next time on Douglas on My Mind.